and gather yourself together round about. Hither cause thy mighty ones to come down on your house. Those are the angels, because the angels are going to be involved in this too.
Alright, Shalom. I want to give all praise unto Yahweh Shem Yahshua, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahshua, Bashem Kadash. And I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and to you hopeful elect out there on the four corners of the planet Earth, and to the confusion of faith that's coming in these last days, man. We're coming to the time of the redemption and the salvation of Yasharala, you Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. As you've seen, the first part of the video was Apostle Tahar mentioning about the angels that's going to be stirring up in these last days of war. And I watched the video a minute ago, and the idea for the video came up. But because these angels do have a hand in this, you know. Some brothers that's been in for a while, you know, heard about the videos that I'm about to show, but, you know, you got brothers coming in, and sometimes we got to revisit these things, because we need to know that these angels control these missile silos and these nuclear weapons, okay? And I'm going to put some precepts in here and go into it. So I'm just going to play these videos, and then I'll be right back with some precepts.
Galaxies with people who believe they're out there. Now, they are said to be able to cross galaxies, but people who believe they're out there want to know why aliens want to visit Earth. A group of former U.S. servicemen is convinced extraterrestrials are interfering with nuclear weapons, as RT Cedric Moon explains.
Perhaps few things say normal or routine more than a daily dose of coffee, a cup of calm in what can on any day be out of the ordinary. Out of the ordinary, like a nuclear holocaust out of the ordinary. Let's say there's an attack from where, doesn't matter. It could be North Korea, Iran, Pakistan. If that were to happen, nuclear payback wouldn't happen. That's a claim made by the men in this room.
Our missiles began going into what's called a no-go condition, or unlaunchable. Essentially, they were disabled.
Detailed in this report, full of court-sanctioned sworn affidavits.
The witnesses have described these craft as disc-shaped, or cylindrical-shaped, or spherical.
If you think what's being said inside this building is completely ridiculous, you might want to consider something.
My name's Robert Hastings. Thank you for coming.
These are men who might know what may have gone on. They're former Air Force missile launch officers, missile base officers, who say UFO spaceships, flying saucers, make nuclear weapon systems go haywire.
In 1966, according to a launch officer, David Shore, his missiles were temporarily activated just as his security guard was reporting a bright object moving from missile to missile to missile. 10, 9, 8.
And it's not just in the United States. Also, in Russia. Like a 1982 incident that happened in then Soviet Ukraine.
Given the fact that these incidents have gone on over there, including one incident of their missiles being temporarily activated when a UFO was hovering above the missile base, identical to what occurred here, I think we can rule out that whoever are piloting these craft are either American or Russian.
Maybe they're right. Maybe they're wrong. Maybe there's no way to ever know. But if they are right, and an out-of-the-ordinary day is about to unfold, remember the saucer. Cedric Moon, RT, Washington, D.C.
That's the one video. Let me play. I'm going to jump right to the next one. Then I'm going to the precepts.
Nick is on his way to meet a key witness to the event. Robert Salas served 7 years in the Air Force, rising to the rank of captain.
So tell me what happened. March 24th, 1967, I and my commander, Fred Mywall, were on duty at Roy, Montana.
The men are stationed in the missile launch bunker, 60 feet below ground.
We had control of 10 nuclear missiles. The Minuteman won. missile had an 800 kiloton nuclear weapon.
If ordered, it's Salas's job to launch the warheads.
I was on alert status. In other words, my commander, Fred, was taking a little nap break. Sometime in the early morning hours, I get a call.
Dennis. On the other end of the phone is a terrified guard stationed above the bunker.
He's screaming into the phone. He's yelling, "Sir, I'm looking at the front gate. I see this glowing red object."
The strange red object is moving like nothing the guards had ever seen before.
They're flying very fast across the sky, stopping on a dime, reversing course, making 90-degree angle turns, making no noise. These guys were very, very frightening. It was a critical situation.
As fear spreads above ground, things are about to get even more terrifying below.
I need you to wake up. I got the...
Salas wakes his commander and tells him the guard's report of a UFO above the base. Suddenly, the unthinkable happens.
The lights turned from green to red. In other words, red meaning unwatchable.
Everything went red.
All 10 missiles were disabled. Every single one of them.
So what does that mean?
It means if we were given the order and if we had to go through our launch procedures, they couldn't be launched. This was an inexplicable situation.
With the missiles down, America's nuclear shield is compromised.
What's going through your mind when all this was happening?
You know, I'm thinking we're under some sort of an attack.
As Salas and his commander desperately try to get their missiles back online, they learn that a week earlier, another missile launch crew at Malmstrom Base reported seeing the same strange lights. And seconds later, their nuclear warheads also go offline.
All 10 of their missiles went down while a UFO was overhead. All 10 of our missiles went down. UFO was immediately over our facility.
What did you think when you found out that this had happened not once but twice?
These were the most sophisticated weapons we had, and so I was worrying that something very unknown, very unusual, very strange could disable them.
Is this
All right. So as you can see, man, the Angels have total control over this, man. So the time of the destruction is just waiting. Like it says, the elect is the grains in the sand glass, in the hourglass. All right. Once those number of elect is sealed, which the apostles and elders have pushed, they said, look, man, it's close. It's close, if not there. All right. So I'm gonna go through these scriptures. And Abaratha, this is edifying. This is Revelation 7 and verse 1. And it says, and after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor the sea, nor any tree. And you see the wind blow every day. You have hurricanes and all kinds of different things that involve the wind. But it's not speaking about that wind. It's speaking about that thermonuclear wind. When those missiles explode, it causes a wind. That's what takes you out, that intense heat of the wind. So I'm going to look up the word holding. The word there for holding is kratio. Kratio.
Strong's G 2902. Krateo. Krateo.
Krateo. It says to have power, be powerful, to be chief, be master of, to rule, to get possession of. And what did those crafts do? That the angels do? They took possession of their missiles, of their so-called armory, man. It says to become master, to obtain, to take hold of, take, seize. And what did they tell you there? That they lost control over their the missiles that they had. They lost control because the chariots took a hold, seized, kratio. They cratio the missiles, man. It says to lay hands on one in order to get him into one's power. Let me read that again. To lay hands on one in order to get him into one's power. To hold in the hand, to control pretty much. To hold fast, i.e. not discard or let go. To keep careful and faithful, to continue to hold, retain. Of death continue to hold one in check, to hold in check, restrain. So I'm showing you that these angels have in check the winds, those weapons that are going to be used in the last days, man. Beautiful. It says, and after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor the sea, nor any tree. And this is the time clock. What's going to be the point of when those angels can let the wind go? It says, and I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, and cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. And that's the elect, man. That's the 144,000 and the 1/3 of Yasharallah. Alright, this is the book of this is Judith. I'm gonna read it out the script my scriptures. I don't have a site pulled up right now, so I'm just gonna read it out of the hard copy. This is the book of Judith. Give me 1 second. This is the book of Judith 9 in verse 7. And it says, for behold, the Assyrians are multiplied in their power. They are exalted with horse and man. They glory in the strength of their footmen. They trust in shield and spear and bow. See, they trust in their armory. They trust in their weapons. They trust in these things, man. But they don't realize that there's other entities that can control the very things that they trust in so much. And it says, and know not that Salakia, it says, they glory in strength of their footmen, they trust in shield and spear and bow and sling, and know not that thou art the Lord that breaketh the battle, and the Lord is thy name. Throw down their strength throw down their strength in thy power, and bring down their force in thy wrath. For they have proposed to defile thy sanctuary, and to pollute the tabernacle wherein thy glorious name resteth. Because they want to chip up Israel, man. They want to chip up the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which is the sanctuary of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's why it says the Most High dwelleth within you. So you shouldn't defile the sanctuary, man. And it says, resteth and cast down with the sword the horn of thy altar. So they want to go ahead and try to chip up Jake, man. But the Most High is going to put that standard and raise up that standard against him. Now, this is the book of Ezekiel 39 and 3. It's Ezekiel 39 and 3, and it says, and I will smite thy bow out of thy left hand, and will cause thine arrows to fall out of thy right hand. Thou shalt fall upon the mountains of Israel. But the main point is in 3, where it says the Most High is going to take the bow, which is these so-called missiles, and he's going to smite it, man. They're not going to be able to work. And he can use it for his own uses, man. He can turn it around, launch them, and put them right back into the course that he wants them to go into. Because they're going to control in these last days, man. All right, I'm going to read Psalms 1. I'm going to read Psalm 76. Hold on. This is Psalms 76, and I'm going to read probably a lot of this chapter. And it says, Salakia. It says, and Salam also is his tabernacle and his dwelling place in Zion. They break, he says,